This is Karikter Asked It. You already know Karikter did it, and I'm here with Ludovica. I hope I didn't fucking butcher it. Tell us about yourself
you
and
did.
correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me.
I taught this man how to say my name 15 minutes before the interview.
15 minutes, bro. Like 5 seconds, and I got nervous when I was saying it. So come
you
on.
helping me say it. If it was 5 seconds, you should remember. Corey, I can pronounce your name. What's the deal?
So say it correctly.
It's Ludovica.
All right.
Ludovica. Yes, Ludovica.
I'll never say it as beautifully as you do. But tell me where you're from.
Yes, you will.
Tell me where you're from.
I'm from Italy. From Italy.
Okay, where are you at now?
I have to be like 10 generations Italian. I'm really everywhere, Corey. I don't share my location like that, you know?
Okay.
I'm constantly traveling. The airport is officially my residency. Matter of fact, I gotta like create a PO box at the airport, I feel like.
Am I allowed to ask how old you are?
Yeah, I mean, I posted it on my social media not too long ago. My birthday was, what's the day? The 25th. So my birthday was like 2 weeks ago.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. I'm 28. 20 great, Corey.
20 great. I love that.
20 great.
So yes. Tell me about your childhood. Tell me about how you became such a jet setter.
Oh my gosh, my childhood was pretty much good for the most part. I had a good family behind me, you know. The surroundings was just something else, you know. It was just, you know, I was living in Italy still, and my family was supporting me in the music because I've always wanted to be a musician, be a singer when I was little. But you know, the moment that you step out of your house and maybe other kids have different aspirations or a different set of like values and stuff like that, you could be clashing and they could judge you for like desiring to be an artist, which is like weird, right? But yeah, it was a bit of like a taboo thing back in the days to be like this creative, because it's either like you either attract a lot of kids that want to be like you, or you attract a lot of kids that are envy of you, you know. And as a kid myself, I never ever felt that way towards anybody. Like, I'm the least jealous person, and so for me to experience that at such young age, that kind of like made me want to steer away from music for some time when I was a teenager. Yeah, so past the childhood phase, when I entered like my 12, 13, 14 years, I was like, I told my dad I didn't want to do music because just like the pressure, and like I would feel like people would judge me if I sang, and I felt so vulnerable doing it, you know. And then I grew past it, but that's a different story. We can go into it later. But yeah, I had a good childhood.
Okay. When did you leave Italy?
Corey, I was like, I always say 17 because I literally turned 17 a month after I moved to the States. So pretty much 17 years old.
And what made you make the jump?
So at that point, like I said, I was past the music phase, and I just wanted to come to the United States and like have like an American degree, because I thought it would like set me off to life even, you know, better, have more opportunities and expand my, you know, my opportunities. So that was my main reason. And in fact, I ended up studying like first political science in college, and then I switched to like public relations, which I really, really liked.
Okay.
And it came in handy later.
What'd you do after college?
That's when I started doing music. So I have to tell you, we have to backtrack a year before college ended, and that's where the switch happened. So I got into a car accident, and it's pretty bad. It's like all over the internet. I was like around 18 years old, and I got in a car accident. Oh, that was at the beginning of college. That wasn't at the end of college. But it was really bad that like I thought I wasn't going to see my family anymore. and I really saw my life like flashing before my eyes. And it was that experience that made me think, dang, I sacrificed so much to come to the States. My parents sacrificed so many resources and time and energy to allow me this opportunity to be here. And I'm studying something that I don't even feel sure I want to do for the rest of my life. Like, what am I doing? And plus, this experience made me realize I could have literally ended my life right there and then. And I would have never spent a day in it doing what I really wanted to do.
Yep.
So that's when I like started songwriting. So I picked up the guitar. I still can't play the guitar, so don't hold me accountable. Like, I can't play the guitar.
But you picked one up. You tried.
But I picked it up because it was like, I don't know, God just gave me a gift to like write songs on a guitar. It's like the only thing I had. And I like wrote like my first few songs that I still have like in my computer. And I just found this like love and passion for my voice. And then after college, because you asked, what did I do after college? That's when I was like, you know what? I know why I came to the United States. I wanted to finish college, so I'm going to stick to my word. I'm going to get the degree for my family. But after college, I'm bouncing to music. Like, I'm going full on to what I really wanted to do. So I finished that deal, and then I spent, right after I walked across the stage for graduation, I spent a whole summer in LA, and I produced my first 2 songs. Yes, which the first one was Trust My Heart, Love Myself. Still one of my favorites. And then the second one was with a collab. His name is Mike DeRoll. Rest in peace, because he passed on.
So what made you go to LA to produce those songs?
At the time, I had a connection with the producer there, and then there was this artist, Mike, that I had my eyes on like the whole college experience, and I really, really wanted to have my first collab with him. And you know, he happened to be a Bay Area artist, but he was in the LA area when I finished college. So everything kind of like arranged all together. And plus, I do remember when Mike and I had a call, and I had told him what I went through, you know, that I was in a car accident, and I like feared for my life, and that's what made me like just go head into music and my calling. Him and I had the same experience. He was in the hospital for like months and months and months fighting for his life, and I don't know, it was just like everything happened and things just aligned with him. And plus, LA was beautiful. It was like a very beautiful first experience.
Absolutely. And there's a guy who watches all my full interviews, Sovereign Nature, and he would call that divine entanglement. I guarantee he was putting that in the chat before I said that.
Yes. I do believe that was, I believe in that too. It's like God, for whoever believes in him, is like the greatest. I posted this in my threads not too long ago. He's like the greatest Tetris player. Like the way he plays them chess, like pieces, he knows the time, the place, the manner, everything. So I have no doubt that happened for a reason.
Absolutely. Now, it's been quite a journey for you since then. And you've gained quite a following and things like that. Tell me about this journey you've been on since it started.
It's been a long one. Yeah. I'm not going to lie, Corey. I learned a lot. And even so, when I think back that I've only had 3 years of career so far, I'm always like, my jaw drops to the ground, because for the amount of experiences, bad and good, that I've had in my career, I'm just like, 3 years? No, that looks more like 50 years and a half right now. But you know, and when I say bad and good, I do want to rectify, like, the less pleasant experiences that I've had are all lessons. And as hard as it is to say it, I wouldn't trade them with anything else, because they've helped me sharpen my tool, getting even more passionate and falling in love even deeper with my craft and finding my real voice. A lot of artists will look at the beginning of their career as something like it's an infatuation. It's like the first stages of dating, you know, and you're not really sure who you are. You're still fishing for your sound, and sometimes you approach it as a hobby. You know, you push it to the side because you got this amount of time at hand that you can do all of the serious stuff when it gets to you. Corey, I can swear on everything. The number one thing that I've learned in this career is that nothing works unless you do, and nothing will come to you unless you work at it for yourself. So everything that I've earned, like you mentioned, like the following, which is, you know, the number, I don't care. The people behind it, I really do care about. And everything else, all the blessings that followed, is because I put my blood, sweat, and tears behind it. And I had to come to that because it wasn't like always as serious as it is right now for me.
What have been your biggest accomplishments?
Ooh, that's a great question. I loved touring for Trina last year in Oklahoma. Just seeing a legendary superstar that has been in the industry for so many years. It was like a free ticket to like a deep dive of like how to conduct yourself in the industry when you've been in the industry for so long. It was beautiful, like opening for her and watching her behind stage. Yeah, that has to like be my top 3. The second one was moving to Atlanta. Just it was amazing. Just the opportunities that like Atlanta opened for me are endless, and it's such an active city. Anyone that has moved there or is from there and is in this industry can testify to that.
No doubt.
There's events ongoing every single
night.
Yes, it's crazy, but I love it just for that.
Absolutely. I'm not far from Atlanta. I know exactly what you mean. What are some of the things that you learned from Trina?
Oh my gosh. Trina, her determination. So many people think like artists like her just hop on stage and do their thing and then leave. Trina was rehearsing for hours before, made sure that everything was there, and then she was in the trailer. We were in the same trailer together, and she was just like tending to the fans after the show and doing the meet and greet, and she was there for hours on end. And you know, I look at myself sometimes, I'm like, I'm a little tired after 2 hours. You know, I learned so much determination from her and relentlessness that, wow, like I can only grab the work ethic. I can only extrapolate the celebrities' work ethic because they don't get enough credits. At least I don't think so. Yeah. They earn so much respect because of their work ethic, because of their resiliency. But I don't think from the fans sometimes they are given it the dues that they earned. Because if we only saw what goes behind putting a show for people, you know, a show that might last 45 minutes, a show, even like a 30-minute show, shows that last hours, yeah, people will look at them and would appreciate them a little bit differently.
Absolutely. When you're talking especially pyrotechnics and things like that, and then the choreography, the amount of time that it takes on that, but then not to mention the physical strain that it requires to do this day in and day out on tour. When you're on this crazy 3-month tour, it is exhausting.
Yes, and I'll tell you this, you know, I'll be even deeper for the people that might not know what the instrument of voice is, which I had to learn myself, being a singer myself. Your voice is tied to a lot of emotion. Sometimes we don't want to talk because, you know, if you believe in chakras, for example, right? You got the 44499. So I see you as a spiritual man. this gets blocked sometimes because there might be something going on in your life. There might be a news that's coming, and the same night you got a show or you got to be in front of your audience and perform, because that's what you're there for, you know, to provide and to inspire. And maybe your voice at times is not 100%. And so to cure this part is also to cure this part, you know, and it's really, really important. If I was a fan of anybody, I would suggest to speak kind words to these people and uplift them and appreciate for the work that they're doing, because it's really not easy. It's not an instrument that you can just, you know, pack up in your luggage and, you know, check in at the airport, and then by the time you get to the next city, the instrument is right there. You grab it, you play, and then go home. It's an instrument that lives within you 24/7. And so it's a really precious thing.
Absolutely.
At least that's what I know.
Absolutely. Tell me about the biggest obstacles that you've had to overcome.
You know what? I'll be really vulnerable with this, because I just was having a conversation about this with a friend of mine not too long ago. And even though my answer was vulnerable, I feel like, you know, because you asked that, I think that people need to know. I talked about safety. It's, you can't move forward and you can't make it in this industry without a team. And a team that loves you, protects you, rides for you, not just by words, but by actions. And I feel, because I think a lot of artists feel unsafe to move forward or to even walk around comfortably, which is scary to even think about. But everybody deserves safety, even if you have 100 million followers or 100 followers. And everybody needs and is a duty to feel like the people that surround you have your back, you know. And it could be a process to, like, you know, find those people. But I always say, if you feel like you don't have them right now, it's not the end of the world. You can always reset and go inward and see what you're doing that you know, could maybe adjust it and attract the right people in your life, because it's all about attraction, you know.
Absolutely.
But yeah, safety, I would say safety is like a huge deal, and we've seen it. I mean, I'm not a rapper, but nobody is exempt from any threat, you know what I'm saying? But this industry has been pretty out there when it comes to, you know, the safety of some of our peers that have been even younger than my age, way younger than my age, to lose their life for literally nothing. Nothing.
Have you dealt with harassment either in real life or online?
Yes, I do have to thank God that it hasn't ever escalated to a point where I needed to take like extreme action. But I feel like to a certain level, everybody, especially nowadays with like the way social media is so accessible, it doesn't really matter who's on the other end of the screen. Like, I feel like people don't really care anymore if you're a celebrity or not. They even clown like they own people.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Yep. So it's really sad, and it's really out here.
What does success in life and in music look like to you?
You know, Corey, I think success in life is just the journey, the process that God has taken me through. From the beginning to now to what's to come. I feel like more than the achievements, I've enjoyed and learned so much from what I've learned. because it has shaped me in a certain way. I chose to be a better person because of those lessons. And to me, that's more of a satisfaction than being like, hey, I made it on BET stage, I made it to the VMAs. You know what I'm saying? What did I have to do to get to the VMAs? Like those 3 years of my career. Oh my Lord. Like, did I not like meet so many producers? Did I not connect with, you know, the most amazing people that I could ever, you know, meet? Or was I not guided to be in such a dark space to learn how to get out of it and then be at the right place at the right time, and just a door opens when you're on your last drop and God is telling you, nope, I got something else for you. Like, those moments are like, oh, wait, like, this is what everything meant. You know, it's those full circle moments. That's the word.
Yep.
I live not for success, but those full circle moments. It could take like 3 years, it could take a year, 6 months, but when all draws back to point one, you're like, dang, that's like winning 15 Oscars in one night.
That's 100% facts. That's 100% facts. Because, you know, when you just had this gut feeling to do something, to make a decision, you may not see the results from it for a month, 6 months, a year, maybe years. But when you do, the longer you wait, the sweeter it feels.
Absolutely. Like, I don't know why people divide like Earth to humans so much. Like, if we want to be honest, and I'm surrounded by green right now. I don't know if you could say they're all real plants and I love them. Like, I don't know why you could see something like this, like a tree or a plant or a seed or a flower, right? And not compare it to how God like takes you through your journey. Like, if I plant a seed and it has to break through the dirt, right? So when people say I've been through the dirt, it's because you've been through the dirt, and then you crack out and then you blossom, and it takes however long that takes. You know, everybody's a different seed. So why wouldn't your experience be, you know, a comparison, a simile to what God created on this earth? People gotta start, you know, looking at nature, looking outside, and see, how did Jesus actually design the world? Because I'm pretty sure it has a correlation with what's inside of me and what's happening in my life.
I love that too.
Amen.
Amen. If you could go back and tell your younger self anything, what would it be?
I was thinking about that too a couple of days ago. I would tell her, first of all, I would tell her to be more confident about who she is. Because, boy, I got it. I always been got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was some moments in my life where I was so insecure about, oh, but what? You know what more I could have accomplished if I just had that attitude from day one of just been like, it's me. You know what I'm saying? And I would tell her not to worry. Big Virgo energy. I'm a overthinker through and through. And I would say to myself, don't worry, God got it. In my meditation lately, I've been saying it. I don't care about controlling life. God, you got this. I handed you the pen. I don't own the pen anymore. I don't want it no more. What I do own and I can control is time. So I'm gonna make sure I do everything I can with the time that I got. But you got the wheel. So don't worry. Don't worry about the plan. He already got it for you. You just gotta watch.
He already made it.
He already made it for you.
You got anything coming up you want to tell us about?
Do I have something coming out? Yes, there's so much coming up, but it's all so secretive.
Hey, that's a good sign.
It's really good sign because it's big things. That's all I can say. But yeah.
All right, I won't push you to say more. I won't push you to say more. Just promise me we do an interview after those things drop. After you can talk about them.
Okay,
All right,
we can do that.
Before we end it, is there any kind of sentiment or life lesson you would like to share with anybody watching?
Okay, so I always like to customize or tailor what I need to say with who's watching. So can you fill me in before I say anything with who is your audience, how you would describe your audience?
A lot of them are artists, but pretty much everybody is people who understand human experience and psychology, or the human's psyche.
Okay. And what's the age range?
20 to 40-ish.
Okay. Wow, what a powerful audience. First off, shout out to you guys for being present and being alive. God loves you. Meditate a lot and just be yourself. You are far more enough than what you think you are. Don't seek things from the outside. Just go within. You actually have a whole school of things, of answers and questions inside of you. You just have to draw inward and see what the right questions and the right answers are. And go after your passions without waiting on maybe like how the world is operating or questioning whether or not to start something because an obstacle has come up. You are the architect of your entire experience. So God will always back you up, and your ancestors will always back you up with whatever you desire. Doesn't matter what's happening out there into the world. If it's meant for you to be, it will be, but you got to put the work in. So yeah, I feel to say that. And maybe don't worry about what people say, because I know us artists like do worry a lot about what people say. Just don't worry about it. They'll get it.
Just do you. Just do you.
Do you, but doing you is like a sword, a double-edged sword, because by doing you, you're also helping the community. So one of my favorite, and we're gonna close out with it, one of my favorite quotes, Corey, has always been, example sheds a genial ray that men are apt to borrow, but first improve yourself today and then your friends tomorrow.
Wow.
So I've always rocked with that quote and like try to live by it. So
I love that.
Like,
I love that.
When people think you're being selfish by being you, just remember that you being a better person actually improves everybody else. So
absolutely. Absolutely. Before we run out of time, because we're on Zoom right now, tell them your name, because I'm not butchering it again. Tell them your name, tell them your socials, and then we'll get out of here.
Okay. My name is Ludovica, and you can find me anywhere at Ludovica Songs. Songs spelled with a Z at the end.
Follow her up, hit her up. It's been an incredible episode of Karikter Asked It. I'll see y'all next time. Peace out.
Bye, peace.